Hi there, I'm Kamaraj and I work in Pronto Networks as technical marketing engineer and I'll be your presenter for today's session. I'm really excited that I could see there are more than 95 participants for this webinar. I think before it could reach beyond 100 or the house could get filled. So let me get started. So as you all know that in the subject line of my email, you'll be able to get it that today's webinar would be on introduction to cloud networking. Yes, it's all about that. So let me just put off my slides here. So so here it is. So let's see what we have in today's agenda. So we'll be dealing about introduction. So anyways we are into it, and I'll be talking about Pronto Networks, and there we'll see who are our customers and who we are, and how do our customers make use of our product. And followed by that, I'll be talking on cloud managed networking architecture. So as I believe most of them here would be new to cloud networking, so I'll be explaining them how it work on the back end, so that they'll be able to understand better. And also I'll be doing a dashboard tour, so I'll be logging into the product and I'll be showing you how you can make use of a product in terms of monitoring or managing or the different features what we have. And to wrap up with, we'll be having why cloud networking is required and what are its key benefits and the best things about it. And also I'll be covering an overview on Pronto products, and we'll be dealing there more about the access points, the indoor access points and outdoor access points. And at the end of this webinar, we'll be dealing question and answer session. So during this webinar, if anyone has any questions related to it, please put in your questions in the chat box in the webinar panel. I do have my technical experts with me, so wherein they'll be able to answer it right away. From there, I'll be picking few common questions and I'll be talking about it. So let's get started on. First thing for today is that we are giving away free access points to the webinars, to the attendees of this webinar. So we are giving away Pronto Intelligent Access Point 80211N, which comes with 1 year cloud management license. So wherein you don't have to pay anything for it. So it's going to be totally free. To avail this, I would request the attendees to get in touch with our sales team to provide your contact details and your shipping details, so when they can ship the APs to you. And the reason why we are giving away the free access points is that we believe that's the best way how one could get hands on the product. So you can just get this access point and you can start configuring it in the cloud platform and you can make use of it. And this access point is pretty much useful if you're trying to deploying it in a small home or in a small corporate office, so where like you're planning less than 30 concurrent users. This should be the best access point. About Pronto Networks, we are an organization started in 2002, and we are headquartered in Pleasanton, California, which is in the United States. And we do have our operational offices in Bangalore, Delhi, in India, subsidiary offices in UK and Malaysia. And we are 110 employees now. And the investment details is 28 million US dollars to date. And investors are BYJ and BB Capital and Intel. And then that and who are we and what are we are more specialist in it. We are actually the global leaders in Wi-Fi services. As I said, we are an organization where we have started up in 2002, and we have a very good history of last 12 years, and we are rich in Unify OSs and the solution sets. So wherein like the Unify OSs is can also be it's also be known as business support system, where we provide platform for telco operators to manage and deploy larger Wi-Fi networks. And we do have a cloud-based service gateways and cloud-based service controllers, which will be the gates devices for building a Wi-Fi networks, and also the cloud-based access points and cloud-based cloud controllers and mobile data offload. And we do help larger deployment and management for telco operators, wherein like we'll be providing the complete backbone environment for them, so wherein like they don't have to procure anything for building the infrastructure. And the other highlighting things about Pronto Networks is that the product is built in such a way it is flexible enough to integrate with any third party system. If you're planning for any new capabilities, we are the best person to deal with that. So which wherein the new capabilities can be achieved in a short span of time, and we are recognized worldwide. So we are into ITE and always on. And here is a few customers names with their logo. So we have over 8,000 deployments across the globe. Here we'll be so here a lot of customers with a huge list of telco operators, and we have corporates, and we have universities, colleges, and larger wireless internet service providers and residential townships. So from here, I'm just going to pick few of them, and I'm just going to explain what kind of product they're using and how they are making use of a product. So my first pick would be Tata Teleservices Limited, which is a major telco operator in India, where they have deployments in various places, for example, airports, restaurants, and hotels. So they have services in Delhi Airport, Mumbai Airport, and Bangalore Airport. And restaurant, a lot of restaurants they have covered, and they're providing Wi-Fi services. And my next pick would be VIT University, Vellore Information of Technology, located in Vellore, Tamil Nadu, in India. So this basically comes with 320 acres of Wi-Fi campus. So where complete campus is Wi-Fi enabled, and you can see there'll be all the number of concurrent users will range between 3,500 to 4,000 on a non-peak hour. On a peak hour, it will exceed more than 5,000 concurrent users. And they do have another deployment in Chennai. It's again a university over there, so where they have 160 acres of campus, which is completely Wi-Fi enabled, and there are like almost like the users range between 2,000 to 2,500 concurrent users there. And my next pick would be Infosys. It's a corporate, so I don't think so you need much explanation about it. And we do provide the backbone support for them in Delhi and Bangalore and various branch offices and headquarters. And the next pick is in Spot Networks. Spot Networks is a larger wireless internet service provider in the US, where they have services to residential places in restaurants, hotels, and universities. So I think if I'm going to start talking more about the customers and customer deployment, I think the time wouldn't be sufficient for this webinar. So let me just get started with other things. So here we are about where I'm going to talk about cloud networking architecture. Here I have a simplified diagram, where network diagram, where you have a centralized cloud, and you have deployments in campus, headquarters, branch office, retail store, and residential places, where the access points are deployed in each and every deployment area, and this access points communicates to the centralized cloud platform. Okay, where it comes with an intuitive web-based dashboard, wherein you'll be able to monitor, and wherein you'll be able to um, uh, and do the management over there. And the access point communicates to the cloud platform through HTTP protocol, which is highly secured, to ensure the management traffic is it's not been hacked anywhere, just to provide 100% secure connection over there. So moving further, let's see about the benefits of enterprise networks. So this is a simple way how our enterprise uh, uh, network will be set it up. For example, you'll be having a modem. From there, you'll be having a router, and router in turn connects to a switch, and switch is and the access points are connected to switch. So the access point communicates to the cloud-based management cloud server through HTTP connection through internet. So the highlighting point is that only the management traffic flows to the cloud, and no other user traffic is it's flowing to the cloud. And the other thing is that the it is highly scalable. The reason is that if you're trying to procure a double LAN controller, it will just that would come with a limitation of number of access points. For example, 50 or 100. Let's say if you want to expand, or if you want to build another Wi-Fi infrastructure, or you're trying to expand your existing infrastructure by adding more access point, the double LAN controllers may not support, because there's a limitation on it. So there is no bottleneck here when it comes to cloud networking, because there's no restriction as such. So as many as access point you would like to configure it and monitoring it, you can start doing it right away. So there is no limitation on it, and it is highly reliable solution. The reason is that we have hosted this cloud in multiple zones. On a failure on any existing zone, it will fail over to the next available zone, just to ensure we are providing high reliable service. And another thing is, even when the communication between the access point and the Pronto cloud controller, or the cloud platform connection breaks for some reason, the access point is pretty much intelligent to to work on the lastly received configuration. So once the connection is resumed between the cloud and the access point, the user analytics or data metrics of the user will be then pushed to the cloud server for the monitoring purpose. And this solution can also be given in multiple modes. Let's say can be deployed in a public cloud or in a private cloud, or if you want to deploy the same solution on premises, this can also be provided. And it has policy enforcement, so wherein like since we are seeing that the cloud management platform is it's centralized and it's deployed in a centralized cloud, so the management from the centralized server makes it pretty much simple. We're having multiple networks there, and the Pronto Cloud solution is completely secure. It is 100% PCI compliant. So let's get to the Pronto product demo. So let me close the slide and take you to the dashboard right away. So here it is. Here is a account where I've already logged into it. It is actually a guest account of a customer. Okay, so where I'll be having very limited access to dashboard. So let's see how they have deployed the network and how they are making use of it. So this deployment is in Bangalore railway station, which is deployed. I think the railways are client. So you can see there the total 46 access points deployed. Out of 41 access points are up and running, and 5 access points down. And you can see there are 116 clients who are connected now. So if you could see the data metrics here, you can see the live throughput of the network. So you can see the data traffic of the backbone of the entire network here. And similar to that, you can also see the client graphs and how the data has been transferred between the access point of the end users through access points to internet. So just underneath that, we have very good data metrics here, which can provide you top 5 usage of access points. And likewise, you can see the platform number 2 is the highest access point by usage, and second is platform number 1. So it's more like it's varying, because the more number of access users are coming in, connecting to that particular access point, the more access point usage will be increased. Similar to that, we do have for clients where we have top 5 clients usage. So you can see the MAC address of those particular users. So where you can see users are maximum using up to 4 to 5 Mbps. I think that's the SLA what they have given for the users, I believe. And just trying to underneath that, still we do have integrated Google Maps in cloud platform, wherein like you will be able to see the access point deployed in the geographical location of it. So let me just click on access point. You can see the green dots over there. So it's the deployment of access point. So I think they're not using this particular feature, I believe. So for 45 access points, you'll be able to see complete 45 access points, and with the status, if it's working, if it's hard beating, and if that's working, you can see that it's indicating in green. And if it's not working, or if it's dead for some reason, it will be as red. So this is pretty simple to identify whether the access point is up or not. So when I click on clients tab, in the clients tab, you'll be able to see the number of customers connected to per AP. So here you can see in the green dot, you have number 2, which says there are, okay, it's just slapping to 3 and 1. It's now 1. So when I click on it, you'll be able to see the access point MAC address and the place where it is deployed. It's deployed in platform number 1. And you can see the client MAC address here. So if you want to get more in detail to this particular client usage, you can just click on the client MAC address. Is going to take you to the client monitoring screen. So there you will be able to see the signal strength of that particular user, minus 63, and you can see the live throughput of that particular user, which is varying. And also we have another 2 options here, which is upstream and downstream. Let's say if you just want to view only the downstream of this particular user, you can just disable the upstream. Likewise, if you can do the vice versa. If you want to highlight upstream, and if you want to disable downstream, you'll be able to see the upstream. And also you can see the download usage and the total usage of the user for this particular session. And just going to the other options, access point. In the access points tab, we'll be having complete access point information here. So here you can see the complete access points with their MAC address And let me just take the first one as an example. So this particular access point is deployed in platform number 1, uh, and you can see the firmware version. So it is using PIAP version 2.0.2.16, which is the latest one. And you can see the last heartbeat. So last heartbeat is nothing but the last time when the access point communicated to the Pronto Cloud controller. And we can see the activated on. I mean, on number 14, this particular access point was activated in the cloud dashboard. And you can see on the channel, on which channel the SSIDs are getting broadcasted, and also the clients who are connected to this particular access point for now. So we will be able to see the complete access point details here of your entire network. And we do have called presence data. So in this presence data, what exactly happens is this will be able to tell you the number of users who have been in your Wi-Fi hotspot. Okay, you can see the total number of users here and unique users here. Total number of users are nothing but the number of users who have been in your Wi-Fi hotspot, and unique users are something like that. Individual users will be taken into an account, and they're also returning users. So wherein all these informations are available, I think this particular feature is not available in the guest account, wherein I'll not be able to have the access to view it. For that, I need to log into another account. So I'll be logging into that in some time. So we'll be showing all these things to you there. So basically, the guest accounts are provided uh, to L1 engineers, where they have only limited access just for monitoring purpose, and just to ensure that not everyone has the access to the cloud management system for making the configuration. Because when you have too many of them accessing your network and trying to make the configuration, and it would end up somewhere else. Uh, so that's the reason we are just having different user roles. So based on the designation or the kind of job they are doing, the access can be provided. So let me just go to the another account, another. So here I have another account. So here, yes. So this is another my test account where I'm not sure why there is no access points in it. Maybe as I said, right, there are too many people accessing this account, so there are chances they would have disabled it, or they just would have removed it from my network. So probably I should give them the guest access there. So here, just to give you the various options what we have. Yeah, I think I've just logged into a wrong network, I believe. So I'm just I can talk. Okay, so I'm just toggling between a different network. I'm just logging into Pronto Office. So there I'll be having 3 access points. So out of 3 access points, there are three clients connected, and 1 access point is up and 2 access points are down. So we have already seen that in the other monitoring account. So let's go get into something else which we haven't seen there. So let me just go to network creation. So what is a network? So I think network is something where you have your network configuration already prepared, and if you wanted to if you want to expand your Wi-Fi infrastructure, for every Wi-Fi network, you have to create your own network. Okay, and once you're done with your creating a network, you just have to add the access points to it. So you just have to create one network, and you can add as many access points to that network to get the same configuration. So we already have various networks here. So we can see a Pronto office, it's a network. Bangalore airport is another network, and Motonet is another network, and Airlink is another network. So a webinar is another network. So here we can just go ahead and create another test network, just to make you understand how exactly one can create a network. So let's not get more in detail with it, just an overview, so that when you get your free access point, you'll be able to configure it and make it up and running there. So let me just go to inventory. So I'm just going to inventories. So here, what I have to do is, once you're procuring your access point, you just need to add it here in the inventory list. So let me just put some random MAC. I'm just picking some random MAC address. I think the format, the way how I've added the access point, it's incorrect. So that is the reason it's not accepting it. So I'm just recorrecting it. So here it is. So here it is. We've added the access point in the inventories. So once you've added here, one have to just click on the access point and click on add to network. So if you're planning to add this to the existing network, you just have to click on add network and select the network which you wanted to add and just can add it. Or if you want to create a new network, just click on create new and add to network. So here you can just give a name to it. So I'll just go as like webinar 2, and here you have two options. Like if you want to go with a default configuration, you can go ahead. Else if you just wanted to get the existing networks and make some changes to it, you can do it. But for now I just want to go with use default. Click on add to network. So when I click on it, by default this access point is going to get added to the default network. So let's go to network and see there. So there we'll be able to see. Okay, I'm clicking on select network. So you can see webinar 2, that's there where what we created. So I'm clicking on it. So once I click on it, I'll be able to see the configuration of it. So by default the network is created and it comes with the SSID webinar 2 wireless, and the SSID of this particular for this particular SSID, the SSID is, I mean, the SSID status is enabled, and the association and the kind of mode it is currently using, and the various options. So I'm just going to click on it just to give an overview what are the options are available. So when I click on it, you can see the different configurations here. You can see the network name, you can see the SSID information and SSID isolate, and you have an option where you can switch between different bands. Let's say if you're using a dual band, you'll be broadcasting in 5 gigahertz, and various options. I'm just going to cover the few important things here. So we have apply access point QoS, which means you'll be able to define a QoS for a particular SSID. For this particular SSID, I can define a QoS, which is nothing but a quality of service. So I'm just going to click on custom and I can define any QoS here. I'm just going to go with 2 Mbps, which is going to be 2048, and you can enforce any policies here. Let's say if you want to deny a particular user from connecting to your to this particular SSID, or if you want to allow only a particular SSID to connect to this particular SSID, you can just use these policies, and you can just enable and you can just add the MAC addresses here. And this access point comes with two different modes, could in a bridge mode and router mode. I think I don't have to go into detail about it. I think you guys are really an experts and you guys know about it. So you can just switch between a router mode or switch mode. So in router mode you have various options. Likewise you can integrate this with WPA2 Enterprise, where you can integrate with a third-party captive portal where authentication can be done. And if you're planning to use WPA2 or PSK pre-shared key, then you can just go click on this radio button, and you can create the PSK pre-shared key. Or if you want to keep this network as open, you can choose this open or none. So once the changes are made, one has to do is, for using WPA2, just fill in the radius configuration and captive portal information, and define the DHCP range, start IP and end IP, and if you want using any DHCP, if you want to relay from your network, you can make use of it. So once this configurations are done, you can just click on update network. So I don't want to do it update network because it's already on a default configuration. So here, so by default we have created one SSID, and we have seen it's in the bridge mode, or you can switch it between a router mode. Let's say let's say as we know, the access points comes with a capability of doing multiple SSID broadcasting, right? So how one could add more SSIDs to it? You can click on add SSID. So here you'll be able to see the SSID information here. So in this SSID information, the similar configuration what you have done, same will be applicable here. So for every SSIDs, you can create a separate configuration, so that it both doesn't have to rely on each other. Let's say in SSID 1, we have seen it's in the router mode, and if you want to have SSID 2 on router mode, you can just choose a network name, which is nothing but the SSID name. You can just choose a router and make the configuration, and you can just click on create network. And once you do that, just clicking on create network, and yes, it is created. It's in router mode, and the association is it's open, and it's in a bridge mode. So when the user connects to Webinar 2 wireless, he'll be talking to the layer 3 device which is connected beyond the access point. If you're connecting to SSI new SSID2, it itself works as a layer 3 device. So it itself will give an IP address to your device whichever you're trying to connect. So just an overview on it. We'll be covering in detail configurations in my upcoming webinars. So the other details here is that here comes with port forwarding, where you can do a port forwarding to a particular port, and it too comes with various other options. The inventories I have not talked about. In inventories, it gives you the complete list of access points which you have procured and which you have added into your network. So you can see the complete details here. You can see which access point is deployed on which particular network, and you can see when it was lastly hard weighted and when it was activated. So if you wanted to bring in a new access point and add it in inventory, you'll be able to see, yeah, this is added, but it's not added to any of this network. So just going underneath that, it do comes with upgrades. So upgrades, these upgrades are not related to the cloud management upgrades. These are the upgrades for the access points, because Pronto Networks comes up with new features every quarter, and that will be intimated to the network engineers. And in the upgrades, what has to do is they just have to select which access point they want to deploy the service. Let's say I'm just picking this MAC address, and I can schedule the upgradation. If you're going with right away with automatic, it's just going to take you to the latest firmware, and it gets updated to the access point, which will communicate through internet to the AP. So which means you don't need any engineers or any person at the Wi-Fi hotspot for doing any upgradation. So if you want to try it with manual, or if you just don't want to with the latest version, or if you just want to set with the other versions of it, you can just choose that, and you can just choose the access point, and you can schedule it the upgrade, or you can also do it right away. So when you're doing a schedule it, even if you're planning to deploy, if you want to upgrade the AP's firmware, even a non-peak hours, I think you should go with scheduling, which will be more in the late nights. So you can just schedule it and create it automatically. The access points will be updated. So once the APs are AP upgradation is done, you'll be able to see the status here, whether the APs are upgraded or not, the status and status of this firmware upgrade. So various other features in it, so wherein I'll be covering most of this in my upcoming webinars. I think this is just about the overview of it. So let's just go back to the slides what we have for today. So I'm just going to my slide. So okay, I think I went for a long slide. So here it is. Yeah, this is a continuation. So yeah, there might be a question where the Wi-Fi solution, or where this cloud solution can be deployed. As we can see nowadays, wherein this countries are getting digitalized, and we do see cities are getting smarter, and the essential thing for getting digitalization, or if you want smart cities want to get smarter, the best first thing is that comes into mind is the uh, what to say, telecommunication, where the communication has to be the primary thing. When you say about the communication, first thing comes into picture is the internet. And as you see, there are more number of mobile devices are emerging, and there are more number of users are coming in with mobile devices. The best thing would be the Wi-Fi solution. You need to have a Wi-Fi infrastructure, or to provide, you should have Wi-Fi services. When you say you're talking about digitalization or about smart cities, the pretty much example is that uh, railway stations are becoming Wi-Fi enabled zones. Uh, Airports have already become a Wi-Fi enabled zone. So the solution can be deployed in various sectors. In enterprise, we already have Wi-Fi solutions there. Hotels and restaurants, yes. And education institutions, yes, we have already a couple of deployments there. So in government offices and industries and retail sectors and health industries, because these are the places where you have more number of users, where they want to stay connected to the internet. So going forward, what we have and what is the best things about cloud is that it's all about the manageability and scalability and cost savings, because it is ready to install and manage, because you don't have to install you don't have to install the cloud system, or you don't have to install the WLAN controllers, because it's been completely installed and managed by our team. So you just have to procure the access point, and you can just start configuring in the intuitive dashboard, and you can make use of it. It comes with zero touch configuration. The reason is that once the access point is connected to the internet, you don't even have to configure the dashboard. By default, it is going to pick a default configuration and it will start working accordingly. And there is no training required, as you have seen the sample dashboard, and it's pretty simple. And this is made in such a way that should be very easy for the user to understand each and every feature, and the IT person should be able to access it. And it's same similar to your Facebook and Twitter, where no one has given us any training for using those dashboards. So similar to that, even here it's the same thing. So once you have hands on it, you'll be able to use by your own. So that's the reason we are giving away the free access points as well. And we don't need any dedicated resources, because even you're planning for a access point system upgrade, or if you're planning to deploy any access point, maybe you just need to place it there, and apart from this, all the configuration and the monitoring can be done in a single dashboard. And it's up to date features, because as I said, we are managing complete the cloud system, so the network engineers or the customers doesn't have to worry about it. And it's extremely scalable from small to larger campuses, because you might be having an existing Wi-Fi solution in an university, let's say in a block A, and tomorrow if you're planning to expand it to block B and block C, one just have to do is just deploy the access points there and start adding it in the dashboard. And because you already have a network there, so you just have to add the access point to that particular network, and your job would be done. And it also comes with intelligent forecasting, because we are providing the forecasting for the IT administrator to identify the history of this particular network. Let's say about the bandwidth utilization, or about the number of users who are coming in and going out. This enables the IT infrastructure or the IT engineer to diagnose whether to expand the Wi-Fi infrastructure, or just to increase the backhaul bandwidth, or if he wants to put in more access points, it can be done. Because even if you're planning about the coverage as well, this will give you a best statistics. And also total cost for ownership, it's we are going to slice it almost to 50%, because first thing is you're not buying any WLAN controllers, and the management, and you don't need much resources for managing your Wi-Fi infrastructure, since we are doing everything through cloud. And the best thing, cloud at best, and the best thing is that it comes with 8023 AF, which is nothing but PoE access points, cloud-based access point, which comes with PoE. So which means you don't have to rely on any external power there. So using a PoE switch, you can power the access points. And you do have a per user QoS and SLAs that we've already seen in the dashboard. And yes, we do have presence data enabled. So all the hardware what you'll be seeing from Pronto will be presence enabled. So it will give you the footfall of the user, who's coming in, who's going out. And as I said, if you're trying to use WPA2 Enterprise, you can configure a third-party captive portal for the accounting and authentication. So remote software upgrades are available in the dashboard. So you can the IT engineer just has to choose the firmware version of it, and you can start upgrading it. And since we have the cloud system and centralized, it's pretty much centralized. So service enforcement makes it pretty simple. And the next thing about the auto configuration and provisioning, so we have already seen about that in my demo. So provisioning is pretty simple there. Create a network and just add an access point to it. And the access points comes with hotspot 2.0 compatibility, and even the cloud system supports that. So if anyone is planning to do mobile data offload from telco operators network to your Wi-Fi network, it's going to be pretty easy. It's already ready. You can get started to it. So it also comes with alerting and alarm notification system, where you can create multiple actions of alarms which can be created. For example, the access point, wherein the access points can be created different alerts or alarms. For example, you can set like access point, whenever the access point goes down, it would send you an SMS to your mobile, or it can also send you an SMS to your email. It can also send an email to your email address. So it comes with multiple combination, and also let's say you can set a particular limit. Once the user limits a particular data usage, the access point, the cloud managed system will send an alert to you. Again, it's maybe an SMS or it could be an email. And also it also gives you reports and alarms on this AP system resources. Let's say your system resources might be filled or it's getting overloaded, so the Pronto Cloud controller has a capability of informing you the same as well. So based on that, you can right away get into the Wi-Fi networks and check what's happening there. Maybe you need to add a couple of more access points there, and gives you more information, more options for you to set different kind of alerts. So wherein we'll be dealing more in my upcoming webinars. So this is just an overview of it. So let's get for our Pronto product suite. So in Pronto product suites, we'll be dealing indoor access points and outdoor access points. So in indoor access points, we have different technologies for different kind of deployments. So we'll be dealing one by one here. So first thing is, I just want to go with PIAP11N. PIAP is nothing but Pronto Intelligent Access Point 802.11n 11n technology, which comes with single band. So it's again a PoE, which is just a plug and play. No provision is required. So it can, since it's using 11n technology, it can deliver up to 300 Mbps and can support 30 concurrent users. So there has always been confusion when you're talking about concurrent users. People always think the number of users are considered to be concurrent users. It's not that number of users, wherein like 30 simultaneous users can connect to this access point. So access point is capable of serving up to 30 concurrent users at the same point of time, and it uses the built-in 2PCS Omni 5 dBi antenna with latest 2T2R and MIMO technology, and this is basically a ceiling mount. Okay, so wherein like you can mount it in a ceiling or you can mount it in a wall. And as I said, all the access point comes with presence enabled hardware. So the next access point is 802.11n dual band. So again, this comes with plug and play PoE, power over Ethernet, so which is capable of serving up to 32 SSIDs and can serve up to 128 concurrent users. So since it's broadcasting in broadcasting in dual band, so it can broadcast into 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz, and the maximum it can deliver up to 900 Mbps to 128 clients. So if you're planning for some net deployment where you have larger density of users or more density of users, you can use a dual band access point, and which comes with presence data enabled. So we have another access point which is highly powerful hardware, which is can do multifunction job here for you, because it uses 802.11n AC, the latest technology, wave 1. Okay, which is integrated with which comes with a 2x2 MIMO, which is faster than your N-class routers. It can it can serve up to 32 SSID, multiple SSID, which means in a network you can create 32 SSIDs, and each and every SSIDs are going to be in different configuration. Let's say, as we have seen already, one SSID can be in a bridge mode and the other SSID can be in a router mode. So again, when you're talking about a bridge mode, a router mode, you can have captive portal, you can have radius servers, you can enforce policies there, you can apply QoS. There are lot more features here. This hardware is really powerful, and these are more like, it's, again, this also comes with inbuilt antennas with 4 dBi at 2 gigahertz and 5 dBi at 5 gigahertz. It comes with Omni, a smart antenna. It covers longer range with good coverage, so wherein like nooks and corners of a room or any building, it can be covered. It comes with gigabit wired interface and supports up to 256 users. And just imagine an access point covering up to 256. It's still an indoor access point. It's really powerful. Maybe if you can get more details when you contact our sales about the pricing and all. So based on the different kind of access point, the pricing do vary. So those information can be retrieved by our sales team. I think they're the best people to give the sales part. Here also we have the access point for outdoor segment. So here it is a PIAP11N, a single band. It's an outdoor AP. So it's, even this comes with PoE, and which is capable of delivering up to 150 Mbps and it can serve 8 SSIDs here. Uh, and it supports up to 30 concurrent users. It uses 12 dBi integrated panel antenna and 27 dBm power for extended Wi-Fi coverage. And just to overview what we have seen here, so just the bird's view. So it's, yeah, it's a cloud dashboard. Cloud system comes with web dashboard, makes monitoring and management pretty simple. Zero touch configuration and provisioning. Yes, we've already seen it in my demo. And bulk configuration upgrade. Yes, so bulk configuration upgrades are like, so when you're trying to add like say 50 or 60 access point at a time, or 100 access point, all you have to do is just select the access points and click on the drop down list to add to network, and click on it, and all the configurations will be taking the same configuration. And we do have historical data, big data storage, wherein we are storing the data. I beg your pardon. Historical data, wherein we are storing the data of the user. So whenever the IT experts wanted to retrieve it for some analytics, they can just generate the reports and they can get it. Yes, these uh, Pronto Cloud Controller does the presence enabled. Even the access points are presence enabled. And you can use a third-party captive portal if you're using WPA2 Enterprise. And yes, of course, remote monitoring and maintenance. That's a primary feature of cloud platform. Real-time alerts and actions. Yes, we have seen that. Different alerts can be created depending upon different kind of needs. Let's go to the last session of it. So as we said in the initial at the beginning of the webinar, we said uh, we can get the free access point. Yes, you can avail the free access point. So this here is the contact information of our sales team. So you guys can just contact the sales team on the given contact information, or you can just get into our website prontonews.com, where you get more information and sales information. So just get in touch with sales team to get the free access point. I think we are almost at the end of today's webinar. I think it's time for us to have the question and answers to be discussed. So let me just check out. Give me a quick second. Let me just check out the common questions, and I'll be back. Just hold on for a minute. Here I am. Thanks for staying online. So here are a few common questions which was raised, and our team were able to answer it. So just wanted to give the questions. And first thing is, and how one could configure the access point to their network, because there are different kinds of networks. You have networks, say like you might be having a DHCP network, or you might be having a static network. So what have to do is you just have to initially just activate it on a DHCP network. Once that is done, we have an option in the PCC or in the cloud system wherein you'll be able to change the configuration. You can assign a static IP address to it, or a DHCP network type. That's available on the internet. That's available on our PCC. Yeah. So the another question is that what is the data communication between the access point to the Pronto Cloud Controller? How much data does it consume? So as I said earlier, the access point will be sending only the management and monitoring data, or the data to the Pronto Cloud Controller. So for 100 concurrent users for 48 hours, it's just gonna send you only 5 MB of data. That is really very less. So that's only for 100 concurrent users. So if you're having very less concurrency for per AP, I think even for a month, it will not exceed 5 MB. I think that those are the few common questions here. I believe. I think you guys enjoyed it. I think it was more informative. So if anyone has any questions or anything, you can mail me at calm@pontonews.com. I may spell it again. It's not in the PPT. So it's calm, K as in kilo, A as in alpha, M as in Mike, @prontonetworks.com. So let's see you folks in my next upcoming webinars. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Bye bye.